Your case managers are drowning in paperwork. They spend 40 to 50% of their time on documentation instead of actually helping clients. Your case plans lack consistency. Clients aren't engaged, and nobody can clearly see whether interventions are actually working. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most social work organizations struggle with fragmented, inefficient case planning processes. Today, we're going to show you exactly how to fix this. By the end of this video, you'll understand the exact framework for designing case plans that integrate client voice, evidence-based interventions, and measurable outcomes. You'll learn the step-by-step process for assessment, collaborative goal setting, and progress tracking. And you'll walk away with practical solutions for reducing admin burden while actually improving compliance and client outcomes. Whether you're a frontline case manager or a director responsible for implementation, this guide applies directly to your work. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most case plans fail because they're built on shaky foundation. Effective case planning rests on three interdependent pillars. First, thorough assessment. Second, genuine client engagement. And third, accountability to outcomes. These aren't optional. According to the National Associations of Social Workers, comprehensive case planning integrates client strengths, environmental factors, and evidence-based interventions tailored to the individual needs. Here's where most organizations go wrong. They treat case planning as a documentation exercise rather than a clinical intervention. The case plan itself isn't the goal. Improved client outcomes are the goal. The case plan is just the roadmap. Your assessment process must be comprehensive yet efficient. It should document presenting problems, medical and mental health history, substance use, family systems, employment and education, housing, legal involvement, strengths and resilience factors, and environmental resources. This comprehensive approach enables practitioners to identify both barriers and assets that shape intervention strategy. Now let's talk about goals. Measurable goals in social work case planning must balance clinical appropriateness with client autonomy. Here's the critical insight. Goals aligned with client values produce higher completion rates and sustained behavior change. This is where the SMART framework comes in. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. But here's what most organizations miss. You need to write goals in client language, not clinical language. Instead of improve medication adherence, try this. Take my antidepressant medication 5 days per week to help me have more energy for family time with check-ins every 2 weeks. That version is specific, it acknowledges the client's motivation, it's measurable, and it defines accountability intervals. Improving client compliance in social work isn't achieved through mandate. It's achieved through alignment between case goals and what clients actually care about. When clients perceive goals as extremely imposed rather than personally relevant, engagement declines and dropout increases. Reach in motivational interviewing shows that goals co-created with clients yield 2.5 times higher achievement rates compared to clinical directed planning. Once goals are established, you need evidence-based social work intervention strategies. Selecting interventions without empirical support risks wasting resources and failing to produce change. Here's a question for you. How many case plans in your organization recommend interventions that don't have research backing? If you're honest, probably more than you'd like. Evidence-based interventions span cognitive behavioral approaches, task-centered practice, motivational interviewing, family systems interventions, and community-based supports. For example, if your client's goal is housing stability, the evidence strongly supports housing first approaches combined with assertive community treatment. Research shows this combination achieves sustained housing in 75 to 85% of cases. If the goal is mental health symptom reduction, cognitive behavioral therapy and dialectical behavior therapy have strong evidence bases. CBT produces symptom improvement in 60 to 75% of anxiety and depression cases within 8 to 16 weeks. Your case plan should explicitly state which interventions you're selecting and why you're selecting it. This is where clinical reasoning becomes visible in documentation. The second critical element is intervention frequency and intensity. Generic prescriptions like weekly therapy just don't cut it. Your case plan should specify exactly what will happen, how often, with whom, and what success looks like. Most clients don't exist on a single service system. They navigate healthcare, behavioral health, education, housing, employment services, potentially the justice system. Fragmented service delivery means duplicated services, gaps in care, and poor outcomes. Multidisciplinary care coordination in social work requires systematic approaches to communication, role clarity, and accountability. Organizations implementing integrated care pathways report 20 to 30% improvements in client satisfaction and reductions in emergency department utilization. Here's what effective care coordination requires. First, written interdisciplinary protocols that specify communication frequency, escalation procedures, and a decision-making authority. You can't leave this to informal understanding. Second, regular care coordination meetings, monthly minimum for complex cases, with documented attendees and action items. Third, adoption of shared outcome measurement tools visible to all team members. The third part is technology. Electronic case management systems enable real-time information sharing, alerts for upcoming appointments, and automated coordination of care conferences. Secure messaging between provider and shared calendar functions eliminate the communication vacuum that typically exists. Here's where most case management systems break down. Tracking progress in social work interventions requires systematic data collection at baseline, regular intervals, and case closure. Outcomes measurement in social services should assess both behavioral changes and subjective well-being. The most rigorous approaches employ validated instruments administered at defined intervals. The outcome rating scale for session-by-session monitoring, the brief symptom inventory for psychiatric symptom severity, the work and social adjustment scale for functional improvement. Your agency should establish benchmarks for what constitutes meaningful progress. For depression, a 25% reduction in psychiatric symptoms within 3 months might indicate intervention effectiveness. Reducing administrative burden while maintaining rigorous outcome tracking requires automation. Electronic case management software configured with automated data collection at scheduled intervals, pre-populated reminder systems, and dashboard visualization of aggregate outcomes reduces documentation workload while improving data quality. Implementation typically fails at 3 points. First, insufficient staff training or evidence-based approaches. Your team needs to understand why collaborative planning matters and how to conduct motivational conversations, not just fill out forms. Second barrier, inadequate time allocation. If case managers don't have protected time for thorough assessment and collaborative planning, they'll take shortcuts. The documentation suffers, clients suffer. Third barrier, lack of integration across service systems. If your case managers can't easily communicate with other providers or access relevant information, coordination fails. Here's a solution architecture. Invest in training that goes beyond form completion. Implement workflow optimization that protects time for clinical work. Deploy technology designed specifically for case management that integrates communication, documentation, and outcome tracking. Let's recap the core principles. Effective case planning requires comprehensive assessment grounded in evidence-based frameworks. Goals must be collaborative, specific, measurable, and aligned with client values. Interventions must be selected based on research evidence with clear rationale documented. Care coordination requires systematic protocols, regular communication, and shared outcome visibility. Progress tracking requires validated measurement tools and regular review. Most importantly, case planning is a clinical intervention, not a paperwork exercise. Every element of this framework exists to improve client outcomes. When you implement this systematically, you'll see higher engagement, better goal achievement, reduced admin burden, and improved outcomes you can demonstrate to funders and regulators. If your organization is ready to implement this framework systematically, Case Management Hub provides the software infrastructure to make it work. Our platform includes evidence-based assessment templates, collaborative goal planning tools, automated progress tracking dashboards, and integrated care coordination features. You can see how it works with a free 21-day trial, no credit card required. Click the link in the description and start your free trial today and discover how to transform your case management practice. Once you click the link, you'll be brought to this page. Just enter your first name, last name, and email, as well as your organization name, and select your practice area. We also recommend that you enter a phone number. Once you're done, you'll be brought to the main dashboard where you can perform quick actions among many other things. And what we're going to demo today is how easy it is to set up client goals and review progress through the reports dashboard. So step one, we want to navigate to the clients table and then open up a client profile. Step two, we're going to scroll down to the goal section and we're going to click the title just to expand that section. And you're going to see that I don't have any goals here at the moment. So we're going to click the plus button at the bottom right corner. Step three, we're going to give our goal a name, and then we're going to add each of the steps that are required to achieve the goal. You're going to start with the first step and add each subsequent step underneath it. When we're done, we're going to click Save at the bottom. And that'll add that goal to the profile. One thing that we can do here is if I just hover over the title, I'll get three buttons here. The first one is to edit. And the one thing that I want to do is I want to place a check mark here, which will add this goal onto every client's profile. I'm going to click Save. From the goal section, step 4, you can manually mark steps as done. What you'll notice is the date completed column fills in with today's date, but you can always come in and modify that yourself, clicking into the date and choosing another date. I can also sort the goals by A to Z, Z to A, by date added, oldest to newest, or newest to oldest. I can also filter the goals by completed, pending, or in progress. Step 5, we're going to review goal progress by heading to the Reports and Analytics module. From here, we're going to select from the drop-down Goal Progress. We're also going to choose which goal we want to generate a report for using this drop-down. It was a client goal, and there's our goal. And you'll see that we have 2 reports generated here for the goal. The first one indicates how many have achieved that step. And the second one is an achievement percentage, indicating who or how many have achieved all of the steps versus how many have not. And don't forget to like this video, as it lets me know that you've received value from it. You can also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss great content like this one.